Hi everyone, I am Dr. Nupur Khare, internal medicine resident in Germany, a mom of two, and currently recovering from ACL injury. So I have no plan for this video, but I just kind of wanted to semi-rant and also give an update about what's been happening. I have been in a funk, I think, and I don't quite know how to defunk myself. This is more or less an injury update, a life update. So I was doing well with the physio in Germany. The girl I found, the physiotherapist I found here is herself a handball athlete, and she kind of understands the need to push, and she's also very soft when I need her to be nice and soft. So it was going really well, but we have been having a ridiculously bad weather this year, and in one of those days when there was a lot of ice and black ice out there, I was with my son, and he made a sudden run, and to kind of stop him, I ran after him and slipped. And it was exactly my left knee, my injured knee, which got twisted again. Thankfully, nothing happened. I went to the doctor, I went to everyone, but it put the fear of God in me in a way, because I think I know I don't know if I can go through all of that again, and the problem is that the first time I got injured, I had pain, and then that pain went away. I did not have real swelling. I did not have a lot of symptoms. The only thing I had was on and off I would feel some instability, but that's it. And I did get examined by people, I mean by my friend here and everyone, and nobody could really clinically diagnose it and tell me that it was a complete tear. So now I'm in that situation where I can hear everyone telling me everything is fine, nothing has been injured, but since I know that shape of my leg when I slipped, it was very hard. It is still very hard for me to believe that everything is fine. And I kept on waiting for that buckling kind of feeling to happen. And let's just say I dropped the ball on physio because I was too scared, and I didn't want to make anything worse, just in case it's like a small tear. I didn't want to make anything worse. I was also suggested that I should take rest, but the problem was getting back on the track after that, because I think my body on its own started avoiding my knee. So these are the compensatory mechanisms which happen when you are injured, that your body starts using the normal side more, and because of the fear probably, and in general, as I do more things without thinking about them, then it automatically happens that my normal right knee starts compensating. And I think my hip was also taking part in the movements, which it didn't need to protect my knee. And with that, what happened was I had really bad hip pain on my left side. So this has all this, and all this has really put me back in my physio. I assume at least 2 months behind, because my doctor in India had told me that I should be jogging and cycling by 3 months, and cross training by using the cross trainer by 4 months. And only now at nearing 5th month, I have even started doing cross training, and I have not been able to jog outside of my house. So I don't know if this is helpful, but I just wanted to share a few things which I have now very with a lot of waste of time explained and taught myself, and yeah, the point of this entire endeavor with the videos is not just to brag about what I'm doing things well or cry about when things are not going well, but also to basically share whatever knowledge I am gaining as a patient, and whatever insights I have by knowing the human body a little bit better than, like, other people who might be in my position. Um, so basically, I was very ambitious about where I would be 6 months post-op, and I thought that in the summer, like the summer season, cricket season would start in like May. I was thinking I could probably still compete. I can still play competitively. Right now, that entire thing has for me completely changed, and I feel like I would rather be able to, like, my first goal should be that should be able to play, that I should be in a place where I can play safely and not re-injure myself. And I am not there yet either. A little bit different is the dance thing, because I feel like dance, even though it is supposedly more pivoting, more dangerous for your knee, and but with my experience in dance, and also the form of dance I'm currently pursuing, it would be probably easier to start entering into the dance scenario first. And I talked about this with my physio, and she meant the same thing, that if I can, with playing, especially in a match, I cannot control my pace and the speed at which I need to respond to the ball coming in on everything. But with dance, I can start dipping my toes already, by using, like, by just doing dance on counts, and also by very clearly avoiding any rotating movement, any turning movement. So that is something I started really actively thinking about now, that my physio was a bit hard on me last time, and she said, you are too scared, and then the fear has no space in this entire recovery process for you, and you can't just keep thinking I'll do things and then not do them. So the 20-minute physio session, which I get almost like twice a week, is not my exercise. It is a guide to kind of know what to do and know what to try now and all that. So basically, now I started concentrating on objective parameters and not just that has been my learning in the last 4 or 5 months. Everything is so subjective especially in the rehab process. The guidelines given initially, or like the conversation you have with your surgeon initially, is very much the ideal scenario, and everybody's body is different, everybody puts on muscle differently, everybody's like situation is different, because at some point I live in a country where there is not that easy access to help. So you do have to do the housework, you have to take care of your kids as well. So all the timeline which I was thinking about, that yeah, this will happen, this will eventually happen, I have now basically put them aside, because I want to concentrate on concrete things which are measurable. And maybe for some people it takes them twice a week gym sessions to put on muscle, but maybe my body is built that way that I need 5 times. So now what I did in or like my process of trying to defunk myself now, or like be basically a lot more productive, and what I did was I basically checked the return to sports criteria. Again, I am not an athlete, this was a hobby, and like all of that, but when I did decide for the surgery, the goal was that I should be able to live my life barrier free. I should be able to live my life without any sort of mental mental games that, oh, I don't want to play this because maybe I injured my knee. Like, I wanted a full life, and that's why I looked at those metrics. Initially, I just kept on telling myself, this is not for me, this is for core level athletes. But it's good to have an objective goal. And I talked with an expert as well, and then what she explained was that you need the difference in your thigh circumference should be around 1.5 centimeter for you to be considered like ready for sports. And the last measurement I did was a month ago, and the thigh circumference difference was 5 centimeter. So I'm like way far ahead from the goal in this case, because the compensatory mechanisms on the on the leg which is not injured made it grow better, and most of the things you do, like walking or cycling, they are symmetrical exercises. I also started swimming recently. I'm doing a lot of breaststrokes, but again, swimming is also a symmetrical exercise. So maybe my left leg has also gained muscle, but in comparison to the uninjured one, it is 5 centimeter thinner right now, and that is not where I should be, or that is basically unacceptable for a return to sports criteria. Another thing is that the quad strength, or like the quadricep strength, should be 90%. Like, if I can do a leg curl with 10 kilos in my normal leg, then I should be able to do 9 kilos in my injured leg. Again, one of those things which I never measured, because in the gym I was doing weights and I was too scared to do them only with my injured leg, so I was doing it with both my legs. Of course I did try with very beginner level weights. I did start doing just my injured leg as well, but I think for whatever reason it has not been enough. So the last gym session I did, I checked now what is the difference, and I think the quad strength for me is right now 75%. So if I can do like 15 kilos from my normal leg, I can do 10 from my injured leg, which is not bad. But the point is that we at least have a area to kind of concentrate on in terms of like the weights, or either the strength training or the functional strength training that you do with everything, squats you are doing. Everything has to very clearly focus on building muscle in the injured leg. So that's where I am right now. It's been a little too late, this enlightenment for me, because next week Monday I start working, so I will no longer be doctor on break. I will be doctor with a break, but no, still working. So I will have now 9 hours less in a day to concentrate on my physio. I am very anxious about it, obviously. And another thing which kind of gave that jolt for me was I did go to my hospital to have a conversation before joining, and I wanted to initially work 32 hours a week and not 40 hours a week. So when I went for that conversation, my hospital is a little bit on a hilltop, and there is a incline. So when I parked my car and when my hospital, I had to go downhill, and I could feel it. I could feel every single step in my knee. It's not exactly what I would call pain, but I could feel it in the knee. And I need to do this every day. On the top of it, I need to work, which, I mean, my work usually requires 5,000 to 8,000 steps a day. So I'm pretty confident that in the hospital itself, I will not have any problem. But this uphill downhill problem was something which was kind of an eye-opener and made me realize that I'm like probably all talk and not enough work, because whatever I've done till now, it has gotten me to now this place where I have intact range of motion and I am not waking up in pain. and yet it's not enough. It's not enough to just do whatever I'm doing uh, 3-4 times a week, or at the very least the exercises need to now upgrade, because I did talk about this to my physio, and I told him that at home, when I'm not able to go to the gym, when I'm home, I'm using the resistance bands and I'm doing these exercises. And he looked at me and he's like, that will not be enough, and you have to up up your game a bit at home. So I'm forgetting again what is the overarching theme or overarching point I'm trying to make. But if you are in similar place as me, if you have had a ACL tear, if you have had a ACL reconstruction surgery, and you had this entire dream about how life will look 6 months later, 5 months later, I would urge you to just throw that metric out of the window and work on numbers and not timelines. This is the mistake which I feel I made. I was working with the timelines that in 6 months I would be able to do this, and when that mark would come, then I would start trying those things. Like, for example, I think I was like, I didn't, at 3 months I started cycling because I was told I can probably cycle now. So which is great for initial recovery, like 4-5 months, when the ligament is still in the process of becoming natural, like it is getting integrated in the body. I think that's fine. But after 4-5 months, or like when you're around this half-year recovery mark, you have to just try things, and you have to also measure the strength and go with that number instead of going with, now I'm 6 months post-op, so maybe I should start playing. I'm very, very grateful that I have had enough voices around me to kind of give me that reality check at the right time, because I think I would have kept on thinking I'm doing well, and but with a 75% quad strength of the normal, I am at very, very high risk of re-injuring myself. Another metric for you to know, which my physio told me, is that even though it's a new ligament which was created, it will be only probably like at 80-90% strength of what a real ACL ligament, which is made by God, is, which basically means that deficit has to be covered up by your muscles. So the point is that you don't need to go back to your pre-injury strength in the thigh. You need to be better than your pre-injury strength so that this never happens again. Setbacks happen, life happens. For me, just with all the hours in the day, but because I have kids and I have a house to run, I have all of those things to do, I feel my focus is not always on recovery and rehabilitation, and I don't even have like a very good pathway right now, or like an idea of how I'm going to do this when I go back to work, because the gym has to be done, and yet I am working 5 days a week, and also when I come back home, I want to spend time with my kids as well. So we'll figure it out, and maybe I will make another video once I've joined work, or on the second week of joining back work, how now the new normal looks like. But I wanted to make at least this update to kind of tell you that like things have not been going exactly the way I saw them happening. Not happening the way I planned, and gaining muscle is one of the most difficult things for my body, at least. And I think gaining muscle on your thigh, the way my body is made, I don't think this is going to be easy. So I would need to do beyond what probably normal athletes and because that's the thing, when you already had that framework, if you already were that strong, then regaining that is easier. I'm basically starting from scratch, so this is new for my body, that I'm focusing on my on my legs so much. On the top of it, I have gained so much weight because I am not doing all the exercises that were making me fit. So that is also playing a part in my head, and in general I've gained, like, I think 5 to 7 kilos, and it's a bit heartbreaking. And now the needle is also not reliable because I'm also trying to gain muscle. So yeah, don't know what's it gonna look what it is going to look like in 6 months. But what I've started doing is single leg exercises everywhere. And I mean, not started, I've basically now pushing myself to do more. I'm trying to get out of that fear. I'm not just stuck at 5 kilos. I've increased the weights, and I'm increasing the weights as I go. And I hope this works, because I will have 9 hours less in every day now from Monday. And there, it still has to be enough. And I'm going to start dancing a little bit, but not dancing. I mean, dancing as in counting and doing steps. And maybe I'll share one of those videos eventually. But for now, I would just say that if you are like me and you were on this ACL road with a lot of motivation, but along the way life happened, and dude, we also kept getting so sick because of the flu and everything. So yeah, if you are like me, then I hope that this learning that I have now implemented in my life of just focusing on the numbers might help you too. Like, you know, sometimes it is good to have that objective of, okay, the circumference difference has to be reduced, or the strength has to be equalized in a better way. And I hope I'm of some use to anyone else who's going through something similar. So until next time, and next time would be an update with my work, how joining back work felt like. So until next time, bye. Exercise